Hello everyone, this is Dr. Ray Heiss from Revive Sport and Spine, your Cottonwood Heights, Utah chiropractic and sports injury specialist, as well as your Salt Lake City area Titleist Performance Institute certified medical provider. Today we are going to be talking about the upper extremity assessment. We've already gone through the spine and broken that down to see if you can test and find immobilities and pain on your own. Today we're going to talk about what's happening from the shoulder down. So in our first assessment, we're going to look at the shoulders and what your mobility is. What we're looking for is, first of all, symmetrical movement. Can you get the same range of motion side to side? Second of all, do you have pain in those movements? When we look at this, the assessment is fairly simple. What we're going to do, we're going to start facing this way so you can see what's going on here. But I'm going to make a fist with my right hand, and what I want to be able to do with this is reach over my back and touch the top of my left scapula or my shoulder blade. We're going to perform the same thing with the other hand. So I'm going to take my left fist, I'm going to bring it up overhead and down, and can I touch the top of my right scapula? What we're looking for, first of all, is can you get there with both sides? After that, is there any pain? Thirdly, what you want to look at is, are you having to move your head forward? Are you having to really twist and bend and do some of those movements? If any of that's happening, that's a fail, and that could be a cause for concern. The second thing we want to look at with the shoulder is internal rotation and coming up behind our back. So I'm going to make a fist again with my left hand. I'm going to come up behind my back, and what I want to do is touch the bottom corner of my right shoulder blade. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side with my right hand, make a fist, come up and try to touch the bottom of my left shoulder blade. Again, is it symmetrical? Is there any pain? And do I have to make any big movements so I can get there? If so, that might be a cause for concern and get that checked out. The second thing that we want to look at with the upper extremity assessment is what's happening at our wrist. There's so much going on when we're swinging a golf club, when we come back in our back swing and our follow through, that has to change, and those subtle changes or restrictions could really throw our swing off and cause a few injuries and disruptions up the chain as we're swinging the club. So these are fairly simple assessments. What we want to look at is, again, is it symmetrical? Is it pain-free? And do we have to cause any big movements at maybe our elbow or shoulder to create some of those movements? So the first one is just going to be equal flexion and extension. So we want to go down as far as we can and up as far as we can. So what we're looking at is, do we have symmetry on each side? Is there any pain? And are we getting to about 60 degrees? So a good way to test this at home is get a good 6-iron, nice standard 6-iron is about 60 degrees. Put that alongside your wrist and see if you can get to that angle. The next movement we want to look at with the wrist is the hinge or ulnar and radial deviation. So when we come out, we want to put our thumbs up and we want to go as far as we can, out, and as far as we can, back. And again, are we symmetrical? Are we pain-free? The last one with the wrist is going to be pronation and supination. Basically, we want to start with our hands neutral, elbows at our side. Can we turn those all the way out with our palms facing the ceiling? And can we bring them all the way in and have our palms face the floor? That is the basic breakdown of the upper extremity assessment. What we're looking at is, again, shoulder mobility, wrist mobility. What's happening there can cause some problems up the chain, but more likely, if you've gone through some of the spine assessments we've done, problems here generally come from your thoracic spine or something that's off at our low back and our hips. So keep that in mind when you're going through this assessment and you find you don't have as much shoulder range of motion. This may be a problem, but likely it's coming from somewhere else.